Up next, in Behind the Curtain, Betsy Jordan. Nice to see you. Where were we? We were talking about Israel, we were talking about Gaza, we were talking about Palestinians. Okay. So when President Jimmy Carter was in office, actually I think it was about 30 years after he was in office, he was interviewed and he said, this is Israeli apartheid. And it is and was. The way that manifested itself was in the settlements that were on the West Bank. Those settlements were illegal. They were not supposed to be there. And yet no one really did anything about it. But there were more and more settlements that were squeezing out the Palestinian people. So the United States has always been a stand for the Palestinians to have a Palestinian state. We were very close to having it happen with Obama. We were very close to having it happen with President Clinton. We were very close to having it happen. Even Trump was a stand for that at one point. And he was saying he hated that guy. Netanyahu, he hated him. You have a situation where we were very close to coming to the table. We were having to find leadership. And what was happening is that Netanyahu on the backside was supporting Hamas and negotiating with terrorists. We don't negotiate with terrorists. We say we don't. That's another story. So what we're experiencing here is that Netanyahu, being the powerful prime minister that he is, would sabotage the United States. At the same time, we need to support them. Why? Because we feel like we need that sort of influence in that area. And Netanyahu chafes at, I'm saying this like I know him, this is my experience of him, he chafes at the idea that Israel is the second state or the 51st state of the United States. And I understand why people think so. It's because, for all kinds of reasons. That position in the Middle East is important to us for all kinds of reasons, which are self-evident. But Israeli apartheid meant they were squeezing people out. So what are they going to do? They have no power, right? They have no supplies. They start looking to Iran for help. Now, I don't know which happened, chicken or egg, right? I have no idea which happened first, except that we do know that Israel was dominating that area and that there were things that the settlements are illegal. And when you hear settlements, it's what they're talking about is the West Bank, the illegal settlements that they have blocking the trade routes there. And so they're squeezing the Palestinian people. Palestinian people were weakened and therefore needed to rely on somebody else. And so Hamas was able to get in there, supported by Iran, okay? And now the Palestinians, it's almost like they're enmeshed in the Palestinian environment. So if you'll remember, I said the United States of America wanted to support a Palestinian state. Well, yes, we did. We do. And then you have this blending or intermingling of Hamas with the Palestinians. And so then it became divided loyalties, right? So the Palestinians that were there, that wanted to stay there, of course, in their homes, who were they going to choose? Were they going to choose the United States? Well, but Israel is not really a fan of the United States, so is Israel going to still be, honoring a Palestinian state? Well, no, they weren't. So we've got a long way to go before that happens. We have to have Palestine come to the table. And right now, there's not a lot of Palestine left to come to the table because of the bombing of Gaza. So my concern then was, well, now is Israel trying to take over Gaza? Yes, they are. And the United States is stepping in to try to say, no, you're not. But if they didn't stay in that arena, if they weren't communicating with Netanyahu, then we weren't going to be able to stop him from taking over more and more territory, which he's not, by international law, allowed. There's going to be a lot more about this, so I hope you'll stay tuned for Behind the Curtain IMO.